The worst thing about being an all-natural bodybuilder.
The worst thing about being a natural bodybuilder is it t-shirt design. Or that Gymshark sponsorship is in the post, mate. Keep hustling. Thank you for watching the last video. I greatly appreciate it.
The most anabolic hairline in fitness.
Mum claims she was physically sick after finding a worm in her KFC drink. I thought that was just a normal reaction after consuming a KFC. Been doing it for years. Come on, that's just a tiny one. Relax. Not even the James Webb telescope could see that.
Eddie Hall got the tattoo. So unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that
It's a rock with a nice view, to be fair, because no, I didn't know.
part of the deal between Eddie Hall and Hafthor Bjornsson prior to the fight was that the loser of the fight would have to get a tattoo with the other man's name.
Is that where we are now with these celebrity boxing fights, that the loser has to get a tattoo? Basically, they've turned into a drunk night out in Marbella. Before we begin, happy George Lucas, Star Wars, Rogue One, and a bit of The Mandalorian, and nothing else counts. May the 4th
be with you.
Got me out here in Mexico, boy. Very taco, I dip in that dip sauce. Look, they shouldn't let me in Mexico.
Is eating a taco now content worthy? In which case, all the content opportunities I've missed in the past.
This is good.
Introducing Matthias McKinnon, Instagram and TikTok gym genius.
What do you bench pro? One of the black ones and a brown one. Can't fault the form though. He hits all his markers there. Excuse me, how many sets you got left? And he's a personal trainer. At the circus. One-on-one training? Well, that's not true, because I count 3 Muppets there. If I could name 3 Muppets, this joke would continue. Come it. That's one. There are no limits to his genius. Can you spot me, mate? 3-seaters are a bit intense. Elon Musk's Twitter buyout was approved, followed by some tweets which would not make the KFC mum happy. Matthias had a different take on it.
This is for Elon Musk.
I'm not sure he's using the pull-up bar correctly there. That's better. Don't be a couch potato. Sheesh gee, this man is not playing. No, he is. He literally is. I'm waiting for you to hang off a helicopter. Don't give him ideas. He'll clearly do anything for his Insta fame. And can I take this opportunity to once again say, introducing the decline in intelligence press, he outdid a Devon. When you manage to outdo a Devoner of Devon, oh, for those of you who don't know a Devon, here's one, who sells his fitness coaching courses while tandem deadlifting with someone of a different height and stature to him. Smart. If anything, worth the money. Invest in yourself. Trap bar dips with some weight barbell dips. I just love the fact that he's named this nonsense as though this is textbook lifting. You forgot to name the balance component though. You know, the bit where the bar's looking like a seesaw on your back. A bit of ladder training there. The classic back rows done in the most efficient way possible. I would love to see him try to superset that exercise. But that's nothing compared to my favourite post by personal trainer and sponsored fitness person. Risk it all. And you are, sir. And you are.
Gotta start up with chest. It's the best.
And so Pewdiepie posted his home workout, which he jokingly called 10% muscle increase.
I do this pathetic push with my leg, like, that's not helping.
And so it's pretty standard stuff, apart from the decor. That is what we call an acquired taste. And so he's looking pretty solid, making gains, good for him, consistent, natural, hard work, and he's progressing. Good for his audience to see.
We go like, how good is that? And it basically said like, for your weight group, intermediate. And I was like, what the fuck? I expected to read like God mode or...
Don't worry about external strength standards at this point. Just focus on your own progression. Still not buying G Fuel though. You could give me 100% discount and it's still a hard pass. Which leads me not at all to Tristyn Lee. And I think he's a nice lad. His comment on Bradley's latest piece of art was pretty funny.
Bro, stop with the fake weights, it's getting old.
I'm just impressed that Bradley took a barbell onto a boat. Have I got everything? Sun cream, sunglasses, swimming shorts, barbell? Where was I? Tristyn posted this. Tristyn, what do you look like not posing or flexing? A question I get asked countless times per day. Not so astonishing after all. Just shows how lighting and angles can make you appear more impressive, especially on social media. And so the man makes a fair point. People looking at that picture would say, you know, that could be a naturally lean guy, compared to his other pics where he is flexing lighting and all that, and he looks like the son of Hercules.
Just casually walking around with his necklace.
And so I just thought I should include that aspect for balance and fairness, that photographs can project a physique that can be vastly different to how people walk around, which in itself some people may say is deceptive and unnecessary, but none of that applies to this fella. I found the IFBB Natty Pro. No, seriously, the name he gives to himself. He's even hashtagged it, and we know that hashtags are always right. And since his name is so accurate, I won't use his real name because it's not as comical. And he hosts the Natty Muscle radio show. You see, they do exist, unicorns are real, and I for one believe him. Nothing to see here.
You look like an Avenger, seriously.
He probably shops at the same pharmacy as Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth's centre out, bought by Mark Bezos' High Post, combined company valued at 200 million including debt. You see, the ethical, transparent marketing did work. Those not at all accurate promotional photos paid off. Chris Hemsworth shares mum's centre bikini transformation. Is never a sentence that should be formed. That sounds like something Callum would post. It's not actually his mum, but I found it funny. Amazing natural body, crazy natty goals. I mean, come on now, all of you, behave yourselves. The dude himself, who sells services based off this truthful projection of how he achieved his results, and the army of critical thinkers following him. But be careful here, because the other IFBB pros there, next to him, are enhanced. Let's maintain that clear distinction. I'm doing a giveaway. To this bloke, for example, you can have my glasses. This is incredible. You have one of the best natural physique, and it's mind-blowing how you kept on getting into your best shape every time you prep. Or shall I solve the mystery for all of you? With a modicum of common sense and an understanding of physiology, he ain't Santa Claus. I'm not sure what's more frustrating, the people who profit from this, and he does sell courses and products, for example, or the people who blindly accept every word that these fitness influencers and professionals say.
Natty legend, best natty physique. Genuinely the best natty physique I've seen.
I want to see this enhanced, completed it, mate. But I'll leave you with this and why this stuff really does get to me. Every time the thought of taking gear comes to mind, I picture your physique and get motivated to work harder and hold on to my natty status. Not that there's anything wrong with being on gear. Thank you, Bob, for everything you do. I also want to sincerely thank you for everything you do and the way that you project a naturally attainable physique while selling stuff to people. Keep fighting the good fight. Tabata. So there's an exercise protocol called Tabata where essentially you perform 20 seconds of high intensity work followed by 10 seconds rest, and then you repeat that for a total of 4 minutes, and that's a Tabata. What exercises you choose? Well, you have a lot of choice as long as you're working at a high intensity, and of course you can do multiple Tabatas. And so as Tabata is a popular, time-efficient exercise protocol, I wanted to highlight some evidence-based benefits of it. First, by Tabata 2019, our studies have demonstrated that 6 to 12 weeks Tabata training increases the body's VO2 max by 9.2 to 15%, which is maximal oxygen uptake, basically how much oxygen your body can use whilst exercising, which is highly beneficial for athletes and sports people, but also a good fitness marker. And the MAOD by 20.9 to 35%, which is maximal accumulated oxygen deficit, that is not a t-shirt, which is a measure of your anaerobic capacity. Of course, anaerobic means producing energy with the absence of oxygen. You can think of high intensity exercise such as sprinting, for example. In conclusion, these improvements of both the aerobic and anaerobic energy releasing systems after Tabata training are comparable to those provided by conventional aerobic and anaerobic training, including other types of HIIT, suggesting that Tabata training is useful to enhance sports performances that depend on both the aerobic and anaerobic energy releasing systems for resynthesizing the ATP used during this specific sport. In addition, Viana et al. 2019 found that Tabata's increased aerobic power, and so basically Tabata can help train your body to be more effective at how it produces energy, which can be applied to a range of athletic pursuits. And of course it does burn calories, so it can be related to fat loss, but that tends to be people's focus with exercise protocols such as Tabata. How many calories does it burn? Fat loss, for example, which of course is valid, but I thought it would just be useful to communicate some other physiology to you so you can understand some of the greater depth involved in the thinking behind some of these protocols.